What is going on, guys? My name is Blockchain Ben, and in today's video we have an update on the $5,000 trading challenge. Now, for those of you who do not know what the $5,000 trading challenge is, or just need a little bit of a refresher on the challenge, this is going to be a challenge where I am personally trying to learn how the markets move and how to best navigate the cryptocurrency markets when it comes to trading. So in this challenge, I will be using a mix of indicators. I'll be using a mix of different YouTubers, trying to sort through what's real, what's crap, and what is the best way to learn how to trade in this space. If you guys like this video, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you guys are updated for all things crypto and DeFi. Also, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice, and everything in crypto and DeFi is insanely risky, guys. So please never invest more than you guys can afford to lose. Always do your own research and know that everything in this space could disappear at any point in time. So be safe with what you're doing and make sure that you're signed up with a good broker. I recommend BINGX. That's just the one that I've been using. Pretty low fees. They got 100% proof of their reserves as well, and they are over collateralized too. So I like their transparency over here on BINGX, but this is not a video about BINGX. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how the challenge is going, and as you guys can see right here, it's been going very nicely. We are up almost 40% on this account. Now, I can't take all the credit for this, as the majority of this has again been from market makers calls, as that's where I've been running their calls in here. Now, I have been using pretty high leverage with those calls, but I do have a new strategy that I have been using as well. Now, I've not been doing a ton of just day trading on my own, just through my own technical analysis, but I've been learning through a bunch of YouTubers and their technical analysis. So like I had mentioned before, market makers, which I'm going to be showing you guys how you can set up their trades as well in this video. And a new one that I've been using a lot is BitBetweenHyper. Now, this guy posts practically every single day. I know I talked about him in the first video, but essentially what he does is he breaks down his technical analysis for what could happen to the Bitcoin price, and he does Bitcoin price predictions, which is super cool. So about 70% of his video is just going through the TA, what could happen, what to do if it goes up, what to do if it goes down, and then he shows you some of his trade positions and what he's looking for if he is going to fire a trade. So sometimes he'll say if we go down, hit off of this target and get a rejection, then maybe we will be going with a long here, or vice versa. And he basically lays out exactly what he's going to be doing near the end of his videos. So I highly recommend you guys just take 10 minutes out of your day, especially if you're trying to learn how to trade like I am. Check out this guy's videos. He does some awesome stuff over there, and I have had some pretty good success with him as well. I want to come down here, show some of the trades on the account. So we can see we had a big trade right here. This was market makers, where we had a $1,000 trade right there. This was right before or right after a $500 loss right there. I'm not sure if this was in the last video, but there was a $500 loss. This was on the CPI day, so it shot up. I was in a short. I canceled it pretty quickly and then got a higher entry on that short and closed it for some really nice profits as that absolutely shot down. Next, I took one of the BitBetweenHyper trades. Now, this was just one that I kind of did on my own. I was more just kind of trying to figure out what everything was going towards. Set a pretty tight stop loss there. Just hit the stop loss pretty quickly. Can't be mad there. No big deal over there. Next one, this was a small win, and this one was also from a BitBetweenHyper. He doesn't really do calls, but I would say one of his price targets that was hit, and I just rode along with it for a nice $80 gain. Then I hit one that made up for the loss earlier, which was almost $300 on a setup for a long that was just beautiful that he laid out for us. I believe that this was on, let me pull this up. It was on this pump right here. He was talking about how we were kind of trading sideways. If we do break this channel, which there was basically a channel going this way. I'm not really good with drawing the arrows and stuff, but we broke it up. Then we got a rejection down. And then once we got to this bottom mark, he pretty much called out the number exactly. I was in a little late. I got in around up here a couple $100 higher, just rode it to the top, and it was beautiful. He laid it out perfectly. It went exactly as planned. So shout out to BitBetweenHyper there. And then we had another really big trade with market makers that was on this massive short right here. I could have even rode it out for a little bit longer, but I had the entire account on it. I don't know why. I was an idiot. I just thought, you know, why not? I'll throw a grid up there, and I rode the grid all the way down for some massive profits there. So that's essentially what's been going on. But let's talk about how you guys can set up these market makers trades on your own, as this is kind of what it seems this channel or this account has gone to, is the majority of the profits have been made by market makers and BitBetweenHyper. So I know I had a couple people that wanted to see how to set up the market makers trade, so we're going to be doing that right now. So as you guys can see here, we are in Telegram right now. Now they only have a couple trades per week. I believe there was about 2 Bitcoin trades this week, maybe even just 1 Bitcoin trade this week, but nevertheless, I'm happy whenever they do come out because they have been crushing it. The last, I believe, 5 or 6, they've hit the take profit on, I want to say, like 5 out of the 6 or 4 out of the 5, so they've been absolutely killing it as of late. Now they do have a couple more, and I'm not going to leak all their signals and stuff like that, but these are from older ones and stuff, so I'm scrolling up here a little bit. This is the short that I got into earlier, so don't go into any of these. Don't go in and set these up right now. That's not what you want to do. But as we can see here, we're basically going to get the entry, the stop loss, the target, and some of the technical analysis here as well. So what you want to look for is, what I do with these is these entries. I set multiple, I guess on this one, multiple shorts at these different entry points. So for this one, I would open a short immediately, as I believe when I saw this, it was at around 27,350. So it was right at the bottom range of that entry. So I opened one immediately with about half my capital that I wanted to get into the trade. And then I set another 2 higher ones. So I set one at 400 and one at 500 there as well. What happened is it rode up to 400, rode up to 500. My average position ended up being a little bit over 400, which was perfect. Then it went kind of sideways for a while and waited for it to go down, took my profits. And obviously it's not going to be as simple as that, but you're going to set your stop loss to whatever you want. They do have a recommended stop loss here. That's normally what I just go with, as I don't really want to be in a trade if they're not in it, because they're not going to be following along with it and I wouldn't know when to cut my losses. So make sure you set that stop loss. They normally keep them pretty tight, which is good as well. And then targets down here as well. I normally just go for the first target. If you're feeling a little ballsy, you can do half first target, half second target, which is not a bad strategy as well. But let me come over here and show you. So let's say that you want to have the entry at 27.33, as they see right there, 27,330. We will come over here to our BINGX and we'll go over to our derivatives. Now I do perpetual futures. You guys can do standard futures. Not really sure what the difference is. I'm just more familiar with the perpetual futures. So once you open your BINGX account, fund it, send your funds over to the perpetual futures account, then go to limit order, not market order. You can do market order if we're in the range and you just want to make sure that you get in the trade, because you know, it's always good just to have some in and then have some at higher targets. That way you can DCA into the trade a little bit and get a better entry point. But let's say that we wanted to go with the exact same short position. So 27,330 for the lower limit is what we wanted to do. Let's say that it was below the lower limit and we wanted it to pop up to that lower limit, grab that short and ride it down. We would do that order price right there, do your amount that you would like. I normally do a 0.5 or a 1 Bitcoin. If I'm feeling really confident, I'll do a 2 Bitcoin trade. Now that is a lot of leverage right there. You do get to choose your leverage up here on BINGX. So I normally would say stick between 5 and 10%. Don't go anything too crazy. I did go 12% on the last one. That was still a little high for my liking, but make sure that you do not go crazy high. If you have a smaller account, you can afford to go a little bit higher, as long as that's not your main account that you're trading with there, and that's not the main pool of your funds that you want to learn to trade with. So stick with 5 to 10x leverage. That's the best way to go there. Then you need to click on this TP and SL. That's the take profit stop loss. You want to place your take profit stop loss. I'm not exactly sure what it was. I'm just going to do some random numbers in here. Stop loss, I believe it was 27,800. And then you will essentially just hit open short, and that will place an order for that trade right there. And once it goes up to 27,330, it will open the trade. It'll set your take profit stop loss. You can essentially let it ride out. Now it's always good to move your stop loss into profits once you get, I would say, at least 1 to 2% into the green on a profit or on a trade, because you want to make sure that if it goes the other way and just flies in the other direction, that you're still making even just a little bit of profits there and you don't go into loss. So I highly recommend you guys move your stop losses into profit after you get about 1 to 2% into your profits there, and that's without leverage, I would say. It also depends on your leverage. I'm not exactly sure how you guys want to trade, but yeah, that's essentially how you're going to set up these trades. Nothing too complicated over there. Links in the description if you guys want to set up BINGX. But this was just a quick update video for you guys, so I appreciate you all watching to the end of this video. If you did enjoy, like, comment, share, subscribe. You guys know the drill. I'll see you all in the next video.